Bring the lights down low, time to start the show. Lights, camera, you know what we mean. Behold the magic of the silver screen. Some movies rock, some movies shock. They're powerful or odd. We cover them all on your favorite pod. They're dramatic, funny, sometimes scary. That's not weird, that's extraordinary. I got the need and I've got a fever. So play me a little dream weaver. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast. Be excellent to each other. Peace out and word to your mother. They're from the best decades. Movie magic that never fades. Lightsabers clash, phasers set to stun. Action-packed from dusk till dawn. We have deep thoughts and questions three. Come share our love of the movies we see. Life moves pretty fast. Some will fizzle and some movies last. I understood there would be no math. It's the 30-something movie podcast.
Hey there, kids. It's the 30-something movie podcast. I am your host, John Reed. It is time to put on your special shoes, grab your balls, and we're going to talk about Kingpin on this episode. And Bo is already there. He's already grabbed the towel, and he's ready to just start polishing because it's time to talk about a bowling movie again. So
It's been a while since we talked a bowling movie.
you know, it's funny that you have so many coming through in the 80s and 90s, but bowling is a staple of many of the movies we've been talking about. So it's a lot of fun to always come back to one. And if I pull up that GIF, I know we're just going to lose Bo for quite a while.
And if you look at the motion from that GIF, it also could be the attempt at milking a bull, but we'll get there.
That's true. That is also true, which, also occurs in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, as you can already hear, I've got a couple of my co-hosts here that I always enjoy talking movies with. Here is the man that always makes that 7-10 split, Bo Warmbold.
Yo.
Bo, how are you doing?
I'm well, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. You and I are not out bowling anywhere because we're not ready to embarrass ourselves.
No.
We do have that classic story of bowling a combined 33.
Yeah, I'd like to say it's because we were trying to impress women, but I think we're just bad.
Yes. Bad in the late 80s sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm also fat. P-H-A-T.
Yes.
It's P-H-A-T. Yeah, that's the one. Uh-huh. Bad and fat are things that have been used to describe me before. Now.
What podcast are we what podcast are we recording tonight?
I don't know. It's an 80s 90s movie podcast, Patrick. So we're using 80s and 90s slang.
I get it. I understand.
You got to get
what you're saying
get with the times, Pat.
This is Terra Incognita is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
You can listen to this in an incognita browser. That's probably best.
And if Inagata DeVita's playing in the background, you're good.
It's an incognita Inagata DeVita.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you go find someone that can build statues of us that are very lifelike, and it's from the New Zealand special effects shop, then it's a Weta Inagata DeVita, whatever we just said.
We have now taken the joke to its zenith.
Yes.
And lost it.
Yeah, it's the rule of three. Like by the time you hit the joke 3 different times, it's time to be done.
What joke just got hit 3 times?
Well, we had the Incognita browser, which is the female version of the Incognito browser for those who don't speak Spanish or Esperanto. And we said, so if it's Incognita Inagata DeVita, but then we had statues made of ourselves from the New Zealand special effects shop that did the work on the Lord of the Rings movies called Weta Workshop. And so it's the Weta Incognita Inagata DeVita.
Well, there's always something.
Well, I think is the only response to that. Yes.
Well, ellipsis. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, that may be the only response is to say the punctuation out loud. Just ellipsis.
Just ellipsis.
That's the only way.
The dots in the text thread as someone's typing, but then nothing happens because they don't know what to say.
Oh, someone's typing me. Oh, no. Okay. All right.
Just kidding.
Well, if Bo can hit the 7-10 split, we got another creep here who can roll. Patrick Canigallo, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you?
I've heard that Pat doesn't roll on the Shabbos, though.
No, that was going to be my other question is, do the Amish roll on the Shabbos?
That's a very good question, and I had that thought myself.
Yeah.
Like, Ish seems to sneak away to roll a lot, but does he roll?
It's a different Sabbath, though.
True.
It's a different.
But does he roll on the Sabbath?
He can't roll on Sunday. He can roll on Saturday.
Exactly.
But not on Sunday. As Jimmy Buffett taught us, there is a thin line between Saturday night and Sunday morning. So,
true that.
As long as he's not rolling on a Sunday, then he's okay.
And there's also a thin line between love and nausea, but
it's also true. As is seen in the scenes in this movie when Roy has to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yes.
Boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, but it's good to see. It's good to see him. He's down and out for quite a bit of this movie, but he's a guy who takes a licking and keeps on ticking. All right. Well, so we're going to talk a little bit more about Kingpin this evening. Bo, you doing okay there? No.
Sure.
You doing all right? Okay.
Oh, fine here.
We're all fine here.
How are you?
Yeah. It's a large leak. Very dangerous.
What's your operating number?
We don't have an operating number. We snuck by before they started requiring those of podcasts. Real quick, we spoil freely here, so just be warned. This is pretty much your only warning. We're not going to give you any more than this. And then visit our website, 30podcast.com, where you can leave a rating, a voicemail. You could become a co-executive producer via Patreon if you'd like to join in on some of the madness here. And we got a lot of fun stuff over there that you can check out. And thank you, as always, to our Patreon folks, the folks that help keep the lights on, keep the coal fires burning over here. I don't know why we're still using coal. Seems like there would be better options, but we're trying to keep
Yet, as you ask that question, suddenly the answer becomes strikingly obvious.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, our movie this time around is Kingpin from 1996. This one came out on July 26th of 96, rated R. A runtime of 1 hour and 53 minutes, directed by Peter and Bobby Farrelly. They did There's Something About Mary, Shallow Hal, Dumb and Dumber, and Me, Myself, and Irene. Written also by Peter and Bobby Farrelly. They did Outside Providence, The Three Stooges, Hall Pass, and Green Book. Producers were Charles Wessler and Bradley Thomas. Wessler did There's Something About Mary, and Thomas did Dumb and Dumber and Me, Myself, and Irene. Composer was Carter Burwell, who did Fargo and Being John Malkovich. Cinematographer was Mark Irwin, who did Scream and There's Something About Mary. Editor was Christopher Greenberry, who did Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself, and Irene. The production company is, for some reason, it's missing on my little notes here. So production company is something, but for some reason, it's not right there. Budget on this one was $27 million. Box office, $25 million. So it was a verified box office flop, but definitely became a cult classic on video later on. So this was, the Farrelly brothers said this was one of their biggest disappointments, that it did not do well in the theaters. I did read somewhere, and the time would seem to match up a bit, is that when this came out in theaters, we had a little event in 1996, summer of 96, going on in Atlanta. So,
yeah.
So it's possible that the timing of this movie coming out and the Summer Olympics in Atlanta that year in America might not have helped the box office. I don't know if that's completely to blame, but it would make sense. I remember the 96 Olympics, especially being here, was a pretty big deal. Like everybody I knew was tuning in. So that's a possible.
Yeah, well, and then there was a bomb, and so, there was stuff going on.
All that stuff. So
yeah.
Flickmetrics gives this one a 63% cinema score, gives it a B-. Woody Harrelson plays Roy Munson. He was in Natural Born Killers and White Men Can't Jump. They can bowl, but they cannot jump. Randy Quaid was Ishmael Bourg, and he was in National Lampoon's Vacation and Independence Day. Oddly enough, this month, that could have been another theme. I didn't realize that I had kind of forgotten that we have, this time around, we have the Bourg, and in our movie next week, we're going to have the Borg.
We have the Borg.
So
he's a Borg.
What? Guys, I didn't put two and two together, because in the Star Trek movie, she comments that it sounds Swedish.
Sounds Swedish.
I didn't realize that the Borg might also have been Amish. That's an interesting change to the story, because then what happened in the generations between the Burg and the Borg to have them go from being Amish to adding your technological and biological distinctiveness to their own?
Yeah,
well, it's an offshoot, you see, where they rebelled against the lack of technology and went to the extreme, because that's how society works. If you don't like something, you have to go 100% the other way.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So there's no middle ground anymore.
So they're not Amish. They're more like the Mennonites of the technological world.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining in on the 30-something religious offshoot podcast.
Yeah.
About it.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, Vanessa Angel was Claudia. She was in Spies Like Us, and she was Lisa in the Weird Science TV series, I believe. My understanding is that's where a lot of people may have been introduced to her for the first time. And
Weird Science TV show or Spies Like Us?
Weird Science TV show. I mean, Spies Like Us, yes, but I think I remember mainly seeing her in the Weird Science TV show before. Bill Murray played Ernie McCracken. He was in Caddyshack and Groundhog Day. Chris Elliott was the gambler. He was in Scary Movie 2 and There's Something About Mary. William Jordan is Mr. Borg. He was in The Right Stuff and Places in the Heart. Richard Tyson was the owner of Stiffies. He was in Kindergarten Cop and Black Hawk Down. And Lynn Shay was the landlady. She was in A Nightmare on Elm Street and Insidious. So there was some interesting trivia on this one that I thought was kind of fun. A couple of things in particular. They talked about Bill Murray pretty much ad-libbing most of, if not all of his stuff. Like pretty much his entire shtick in this movie was made up on the spot, ad-libbed. They just kind of let him run.
Okay.
The other one I saw was some potential casting, people that they had kind of originally wanted for this. They were going to have originally Chris Farley. They wanted him to play Ishmael, but he was in the middle of making Black Sheep. They had approached Michael Keaton to play Woody Harrelson's role, to play Roy. I believe I had also read somewhere else, it was Michael Keaton and it was somebody else that they had talked to play Woody Harrelson's role. I forget who the other one was, but yeah, it was Michael Keaton and somebody else. And then the role that Bill Murray ends up taking, Ernie, that was originally going to be Jim Carrey. Was originally for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was kind of an interesting collection of people that they had originally thought of first, but then they ended up getting, and the story of how they ended up getting each of these people was kind of funny too. As they pulled it, so Chris Farley couldn't do this because he was doing Black Sheep. Randy Quaid ended up getting attached to this, and then at one point they were like, we'd really like to talk to Bill Murray about possibly playing this Ernie role, Big Ern, and but he was kind of notoriously hard to get a hold of back then, and so they were like, I don't even know where to start. Like the Farrelly brothers said, I don't even know where to start on trying to get a hold of this guy. And apparently Randy Quaid was like, well, I was in a movie with him recently, not that long ago, so yeah, I can get a hold of him. Just let me give me a little bit of time and I'll get him for you. And so Randy Quaid reached out and was able to get Bill Murray attached to this. And then the way Woody Harrelson ended up in this movie was kind of fun. My understanding is, and I forget which one it was, he was roommates at one point with one of the Farrelly brothers. Might have been Peter Farrelly. And they were hanging out. They were shooting some pool. And he didn't want to do it. He's like, no, this is kind of a weird, goofy movie. I don't know that I really want to do this. It just seems kind of silly. And Peter Farrelly, I think it was, they were shooting some pool. And Peter Farrelly said, look, if I make this crazy pool shot, then you have to be in the movie. And Woody Harrelson's like, okay, fine. If you can make this shot, I'll be in your movie. Needless to say, he made the shot. Woody Harrelson's in the movie. So, all kinds of fun stuff.
Turns out Farrelly's a pool hustler.
Right. Yeah.
Spent his youth watching The Color of Money.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think it's interesting Woody Harrelson said that, and felt that way because I sure think that this role played to his strengths.
Oh, totally.
I mean, I think he was very, very good in it. And that's interesting. He was like, meh, that's not my bag, baby.
Yeah.
I think it helps that the Farrelly brothers wanted him. So I think when they wrote it, they were thinking of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But I agree. He's great at it. It's a perfect role for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need a little convincing.
Right. So if Peter Farrelly was a real ringer when it came to pool trick shots, the bowlers in this movie, so apparently Bill Murray, awesome bowler. In the final match, Murray actually bowled the turkey that was needed to win the game. He bowled 3 strikes in a row for real. Woody Harrelson, on the other hand, not so much. They actually were quoted as saying he was a shockingly bad bowler.
Oh, so we could hang with Woody. Is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Bo, you and I, if we were going to go bowling and we needed a third person, then Woody Harrelson would probably be the person that's on our level.
Outstanding.
Yeah. While I'm
not opposed to going bowling with Woody Harrelson.
Well, sure. And I wouldn't be opposed to go bowling with Bill Murray either, but he would destroy us.
That's fair.
So, and that's fine. If Bill Murray showed up, Bill, if you're listening, if you showed up at one point and were like, hey guys, I'm going to go bowling. You want to go with me? I'm still going to go with you. And I'm very happy to be destroyed by you. I'm just going to go in knowing that there is no chance that we're going to be able to keep up with Bill Murray.
Right.
But I'm also going to say this was Bill Murray 30 years ago. I don't know how he bowls now.
Well, he's had 30 years to practice, so.
That's true. That's true. So, well, Bill, if you're listening, I would love to go bowling with you. So let us know. The other fun connection to this one, they were kind of looking for a way to get this movie to kind of look and feel like a few other hustling movies. And so you mentioned Color of Money, and they were kind of looking at that. There was another 80s movie that they looked at and basically said, I want our movie to look like this. And so they had, why am I blanking on the name of the movie? The name of the movie was it Something Wild? Yes, I think Something Wild was the name of the movie. It's a 1986 movie, and that was kind of like the look and the feel of that movie. They're like, we want this to look exactly like that. And so they basically told the cinematographer, they're like, look, we love the way this movie looks. Please just copy its style. That is what we would like this to look like. So that was, I'm trying to remember who's in that one. I remember looking it up at one point. Yeah, I'm going to forget. But Wild from 86 was the one that they kind of said, we want this to really look and feel like this. And then the last thing I was just going to mention real quick, because I've always been a big fan of them, is it was fun to see Blues Traveler pop up in Amish.
Amen.
In their Amish dress at the end. It felt a little bit like seeing ZZ Top in Back to the Future 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was identified the time and place of this movie.
Yes. Yeah, if you're going to spend the rest of the credits, with John Popper, which actually that's the other funny thing too. John Popper was the announcer at the bowling tournament.
Oh,
that's right.
I completely missed that part until I had watched it again this time. I was like, wait a minute. That is also John Popper.
Mm-hmm.
So. That seems also to be a very 90s thing, too, is to have almost like a little concert going on during the end credits.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's quite a few 90s movies that started to do that, where not only do you get the credits going on, but you actually get to see the band that is playing the song that's playing over the credits performing during the end credits at the movie. I feel like that's a distinctly 90s thing.
Yeah.
So... all right, let's give you a quick description of this one. We'll run through our major moments, and then we'll tell you how we really feel about this one, whether this one strikes or whether this one's a gutter ball. In a world where it takes balls to be the best bowler in Iowa, Roy Munson is ready for the big leagues. Life throws him in the gutter, though, when he loses a hand while hustling the locals for money. After 17 years of his life in the gutter, an Amish bowling prodigy might just be the thing that spares him from striking out.
From the idiots that brung you Dumb and Dumber.
You wouldn't happen to have a Phillips head screwdriver, would you?
He's the man with the rubber hands.
Creepy.
He's the Amish kid with the golden arm.
Whoa! You could be a champion.
I'm just not interested.
You suck!
Now, these two pinheads will teach each other
You just feel it.
about life in the fast lane.
You're about to embark on a great adventure.
Does anyone else want one?
I'll take a couple jugs.
Woody Harrelson, what have you been doing all these years?
Drinking.
Randy Quaid.
This is pretty good fun for only $2.99 a minute.
Vanessa Angel.
Get your hands off me!
And Big Bad Bill Murray.
Watch the door.
Get your mind in the gutter.
I will pay you $1 million to sleep with your friend here.
Kingpin. Are you still drinking?
No. I don't. That's behind me now. Why are you buying?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No, that's all behind me now. Why are you buying?
Are you buying? I know. And I'm not sure exactly what was on the trailer, but all I know is the sound effects sounded like the fist fight that he got in with the I forget her name, the character of when Woody Harrelson and the gal got in the fist fight.
Yes.
Some of the punches were landing in various places.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, oh my goodness. Oh boy. Oh man.
Yep. All right, our major moments.
That's a lot of this movie. Did that just? Yep.
Yeah, that happened.
Did they really just go there?
They did do that, didn't they? Yeah.
More often than not, the answer is yeah.
When it's the Farrelly brothers, probably yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, have some.
And I'm just saying, Disco Inferno is always good to get things like take it up to 11.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
That's just a great tune.
All right, our 10 major moments to summarize this movie for you as we move into our deeper thoughts. Roy Munson is going to be the next big thing. So back in 1979, Iowa, Roy Munson is a legit bowling prodigy who leaves home chasing greatness and immediately proves it by beating the smug pro bowler Ernie McCracken in his debut. McCracken ropes Roy into hustling locals for cash, then bails when it goes south, leaving Roy to get his bowling hand absolutely destroyed in a ball return. Career over, trauma unlocked. Flash forward to Scranton. Roy is now a bitter, boozy mess with a rubber hand, bad reputation, and a last name that literally means blew it. Roy spots bowling gold in the Amish farm boy Ishmael Bourg. Ishmael's amazing, but also deeply uninterested in fame, money, or leaving his community. After a truly grim encounter with his elderly landlady, Roy sees a Reno tournament ad with a $1 million prize and talks Ishmael into going when they learn the Borg family farm is about to be seized. As Ishmael improves, they hustle alleys for cash and cross paths with Claudia, who joins them after her rich jerk boyfriend Stanley goes full psycho over losing a bowling bet. Roy and Claudia constantly clash over who's exploiting Ishmael, culminating in a fist fight that sends Ishmael running off on his own. While searching, Roy and Claudia accidentally pass through Roy's hometown, and Roy opens up about his shame, his dad, and the two finally kind of connect on a human level, and they decide that they're going to get along from this point on. In Reno, they run into McCracken again, now a huge star. Ishmael breaks his hand trying to punch him. Claudia disappears with Stanley and all their money, and Roy has to step in and do the bowling himself. And Roy shocks everybody. Bowling one-handed becomes the rubber man and nearly beats McCracken, losing by 1 pin in the end. But he finally takes responsibility for his life. He gives his endorsement money to the Bourgs to save their farm, and then drives off with Claudia actually changed for the better by the end of this whole thing. Those are your 10 major moments, and now it's time for a little deep thoughts.
And now, deep thoughts.
I have an opinion on this matter.
Don't mince words, Bones. What do you really think?
I like it a lot.
Wow. It's very deep. Thank you.
All right, so do you remember the first time you saw this movie? For me, I think this was definitely a college viewing. I don't remember seeing this when it came out. It was definitely several years later. And yeah, it was definitely Farrelly Brothers movies. I don't think I didn't really catch too many of the Farrelly Brothers movies round about the times they came out. I usually didn't see any of those until a little bit later. So I don't know why in particular, but yeah, this one was definitely something I saw later in college, not when it came out in 96. But what about you guys? When was the first time you saw this one?
You know, a friend of mine and I watched it. Oddly, we watched it because we were talking about Blues Traveler, and I'd never seen the movie for whatever reason. He's like, "Oh my God, you have to see it." And it might have been in conjunction with The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
It might have been like and I'd be lying if I said which one we watched first, but I believe it was a very themed day.
Okay.
Well, I'll jump in and say that I was one of the however many millions of dollars spent in the theater. I went with friends to go see this in the theater.
Nice.
And I don't remember anything other than, hey, it's a comedy, and like we liked going to see comedies. And again, I'll just kind of reiterate that kind of my theme that I've been noticing or trend, I should say, where I don't know that they make comedy movies anymore. Like, do they make movies that are just simply intended to be humorous anymore, like this? And until they did the redo of the Naked Gun, or the next Naked Gun movie, I don't know that they did that. So I guess I would just take that moment to say that, boy, they just don't make movies like this anymore. And we laughed ourselves silly going to see it in the theater. And I don't know if I've seen it since then. This might only be the second time I've seen it, but yeah, definitely a funny movie.
Nice. So this was your first time in 30 years seeing it?
I think so.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe it's the third time, but not more than that.
Yeah.
Second or third time.
Yeah.
And why? I can't tell you. I think it, maybe when I saw it, it pushed the limits kind of a little bit for me. I maybe, like I hadn't gone out and seen a lot of movies like this beforehand. And so this was one of the first ones. So it was just like, dang, they're really going for it in this. And, stuck with me. And yeah, I don't know that I don't know that I didn't. I don't know that I did. I just never went back to it until now.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned about, do they even make funny movies, like comedy movies that are just pure straight up comedies anymore? And I was like, well, I mean, I know they do. There have been times where I haven't gone to the theater to see them, and I don't end up seeing them until they come out on streaming. But then I was like, well, what about the Farrelly brothers? Like they're known for, when they started off, I mean, they were known for Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin, Something About Mary, Me, Myself, and Irene, Shallow Hal, all that stuff. And then, honestly, in my head, once I get past like Me, Myself, and Irene and Shallow Hal, that's from 94, Dumb and Dumber is 94, yeah, Dumb and Dumber 94 until 2001. That's pretty much all I can identify of theirs. And then I'm like, well, what do they do after that? All right. So I had to look up a list, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was one of their movies. That doesn't seem as much of a comedy as some of these others do. Like a little bit of some of the comedies, like Fever Pitch. That was the movie with Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon. And, it's a romantic comedy drama. And then I was looking at the list, and there was, what else was there? There was the movie Hall Pass that had come out. And that was I think that was mostly a comedy movie, but I never saw that one. They directed the comedy, kind of like the comedy version of the Three Stooges, when they did the movie about the Three Stooges back in 2012. They did that one. There was a sequel to Dumb and Dumber called Dumb and Dumber 2 that I think was supposed to be, it was a sequel. I was trying to think is that the one that was a prequel, but I think that's a sequel. And then they had some serious ones that they had done a little bit lately, like Green Book. That was one that I think won the Oscar for Best Picture a few years ago. So yeah, I'm looking at the list, and I'm like, I would not have made the connection that those were directed by the Farrelly brothers, because I think of them as doing some of the almost kind of like stupid, gross out humor movies. And beyond 2000 to 2001, I don't know. You could tell me it was directed by them, but I wouldn't have known it if you didn't point it out to me.
Right.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate Death Dave's 1984, a video podcast that will take you through the greatest pop culture year we have ever seen. From movies, music, sports, news, fashions, comics, toys, television, and more, the show will be a chronological journey through every aspect of the year. So who's going to drive you home and not let the glory days pass you by? Deaf Dave's 1984. It's a hard habit to break, but time after time, I'll show you why 1984 was the best year ever. So who you going to call? Deaf Dave's 1984. Available now. Subscribe and follow today. I'll be back.
So this is one that, and hearing some of the stories of how this got put together, just hearing how somebody like Bill Murray got to just kind of play and just kind of have some fun. It reminded me of the times where we've heard things about ways people handled Robin Williams, where they would just kind of let him go and let him do his thing. And it sounds like that's really how they treated Bill Murray in this movie too.
Well, you get that vibe. I mean, that Bill Murray character is, he's just so slimy and just so smarmy, but it's just so well played.
And the fact that his stuff is ad-libbed. In fact, there was one story that I read somewhere that in one of the scenes, he's saying hi to a group of women at a table in the restaurant or the casino. Right. And he goes, "Hi, ladies." And they all go, "Hi." And he looks at one of them. And I think he looks and points at one of them. He goes, "Not you." And then I guess apparently after filming that scene, because it was just ad-libbed, it wasn't in the script, it was totally made up on the spot. Apparently he kind of felt guilty afterwards, so he went back and found that actress, and he's like, "I'm really sorry. I wasn't doing that to be mean to you. It seemed like it would be a funny thing to do." So it sounds like even he kind of surprised himself sometimes with the stuff he came up with.
Yeah, well, some of that, hey, do me a favor, wash off all that
perfume before you come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who was responsible for the commercials he was filming with with the kids and all that. And I mean, how it's just subtle and it gets more sometimes I wake up and what was his name? Eddie McCracken.
Yeah.
And Eddie's already there.
Ernie, not
Eddie. Ernie.
Yeah. Sometimes I come home from school and Ernie's already there.
Yeah. He was just so, it just perfectly played by Bill Murray, right? Yeah.
I didn't set this up as one of the three questions because I felt like it could just stand on its own as part of our discussion of this movie. Looking at this movie, who has the most intense comb over in a movie you've ever seen?
Yeah, this might have to be it.
Because this has got to be up there. Because it's kind of like, Woody Harrelson for most of this movie.
Well, no, if comb over, because I guess David Spade wasn't a comb over, was it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, this might be it.
Because in this movie, for most of the beginning of this movie, you've got Woody Harrelson doing his thing with his comb over. And then you get to the very, very end, that final round of bowling at the end. And Bill Murray is like, "Hold my beer.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to retort."
Exactly.
Because his hair is crazy in that final scene, and it is hilarious that they just let it go. They let it stay that way.
Right.
But we do know from There's Something About Mary that the Farrelly brothers do have these running gags with hair.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So, there are a lot of fun and weird and sometimes gross moments in this movie. Mm-hmm. We've already referenced a few of them. We've referenced the way he's able to make his rent. We've referenced the fact that he's trying to help out on the farm and trying to help milk the cow.
We don't have a cow.
Morning, I hope you don't mind. I got up a little early, so I took the liberty of milking your cow for you. It took a little while to get her warmed up. She sure is a stubborn one. Then pow, all at once.
Jeez.
We don't have a cow.
Oh,
we have a bull.
But we have a bull.
I'll brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a couple times in this movie when his hand goes into the ball return machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they call back to it and his rubber hand comes back through it.
Through the return.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just so good.
I like when the rubber hand makes the noise when he's showing the ring to the gals, letting them into the tournament at the end.
Yes.
When she's like, "Here, would you accept this as collateral or whatever?" And you take the hand, it makes a little kind of it's like the squishy sound.
Mm-hmm.
That was just the funny attention to detail. That and just when they signed in, just like, "You have not paid your dues in since 1979." And what does that come to? $38.
$38 after fees and penalties. And
yeah.
But you mentioned the rubber hand bit, but the fact that they keep returning to that bit, but the punchline's always different. No, the ring. No, the hand.
Right.
Like
they do
that at least
forth.
twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's some of the responses from Ishmael. They got that scene. What you doing, Mr. Munson? Flossing. Oh, flossing. Well, where did I get Munson from then?
Yeah.
And just some of his kind of just stupid innocence.
Well, the fact that like it takes Roy that long to put together that he's using Munson as a term, like as a, he doesn't pick up on it the first 2 or 3 times. It's about halfway through the movie. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you just say? Yeah.
God, you must have a really wide foot because you got both of them.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, definitely a funny movie, funny premise. It's everybody plays their role to the T. Mm-hmm. It's got that random. It's got the gross out humor. Yeah, it's just a funny movie. Definitely earned its R rating.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson is always hilarious. Like going all the way back to when he's Woody on Cheers. And just thinking about some of his, this time he doesn't play the stupid one. He doesn't play the naive one, which is kind of fun to see those roles reversed for him. But anytime he wants to play a comedy role, he's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because I think for the beginning part of the movie, he was the innocent one, right? Like
right.
he kind of got to play both, which was cool to see.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff.
I'm just trying to think of some of the other stuff that Bill Murray said as a big earn. You're on a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Yeah. That one took me a second. I was like, not sure that's as good as he thinks it is.
For the first 3 years, I really considered blaming myself.
Right.
Yeah, that was good.
It all comes down to this role. Roy Munson, a man-child with a dream to topple bowling giant Ernie McCracken. If he strikes, he's the 1979 Odor Eaters champion. He's got one foot in the frying pan and one in the pressure cooker. Believe me, as a bowler, I know that right about now. Your bladder feels like an overstuffed vacuum cleaner bag, and your butt is kind of like an about-to-explode bratwurst. Was I talking out loud? Was I?
Was I talking when you were bowling?
Good luck. No. And then funny... You have that moment where, is it Chris Elliott? I think that's the actor's name, the gambler, that in Roy's vision that comes up, you have a little bit of an indecent proposal. And he comes up to, I'll pay you $1 million to let me sleep with your friend.
$1 million.
$1 million. Yeah. All right. Well, before we go into 3 questions, anything else we want to say about Kingpin?
I think we touched a little bit earlier. Good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Lighthearted, fun, like with some couple of poignant moments, but nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got, let's see, soundtrack-wise, you got Disco Inferno. You've got Beautiful Morning, Sound of Silence. What else? We got, which song?
But Anyway at the end.
But Anyway, I was trying to think, which was the song they were singing. But Anyway, I Want Candy by the Strange Loves.
Yeah, that's a great scene. Mm-hmm. They're driving in the car.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of good songs in this one. Yeah. All right, I think it's time for 3. I don't know if we can hit 3 questions in a row. It's a turkey of 3 questions.
A turkey of questions.
A turkey of questions, if we can do it. So let's see what we got here.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right. 3 questions for Kingpin. Question number 1. If you're going to take a ride down one road in a convertible, what road would that be?
Feels like this is a Route 66 question.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you just gotta top down and go.
So that's what you're heading to.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go. So mine.
You don't say.
Yeah, I don't say. I don't know if a convertible would be best for the one that I would probably want to pick. You know what? If it was in a convertible, I think I'd have to go the Pacific Coast Highway.
There you go.
Although, didn't that get washed out and it's not open right now or something a few years ago?
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You say PCH A1A is probably pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't, because after I thought about it, I'm like, well, I know which one it is because I've heard of this one before. But if it was not in a convertible, because I feel like the Scottish weather would not allow for it, there is a road trip called, if I was brave enough to drive overseas, there is a road trip called the North Coast 500. And it is a 516-mile drive from, I believe, from around Inverness, and you pretty much go all the way around the northern coast of Scotland, and you come back around, and you end up back in Inverness again. And it is supposed to be absolutely beautiful. So that would be the one I would do, but I'm not sure a convertible is going to be best for the lovely Scottish weather that you're going to encounter up there.
Suppose if you got so lucky and you got the best weather they've ever had in
that's true.
100 years, maybe you could get away with it.
That it would be like when Sharon and I went to Ireland this last summer, and we're like, okay, well, it's partly some of the rainy season, so let's make sure we pack a coat and everything. And we ended up being in Ireland during a heat wave. And we were somewhat disappointed. We're like, you know what? I don't come to Ireland for sunshine. So
right. I came here to experience Ireland for crying out loud.
Right. I came here for fog and mist and rain and God bless
banshees.
it. God bless and banshees, and God bless it, it's 85 degrees. And the Irish people are dropping left and right because to them that's unbearable. It was funny. We got there and like on the morning news, it was like, oh, we're just not ready. We're not used to this. And so a lot of people are having a lot of trouble. And I'm like, it's like 82 degrees. But when you're not used to it.
I suppose that's true.
Well. Patrick, did you give yours?
Well, first of all, can the convertible be a 2-wheeled convertible?
Absolutely. You can. Yeah, we can make that change.
Then I'll say they call it the Dragon, and it's a road down like Deals Gap, right near Tennessee, North Carolina, right in that area. And it's one of the prime roads to go ride a motorcycle on. There's a lot of really nice roads down there to ride a motorcycle on and drive. You know, if you got the right car, drive a car there too. But that would be it. If I was going to do a convertible, it would have to be a motorcycle, and it would be the Dragon, the tail of the Dragon.
I'm reading here, winding along US 129, where the Great Smoky Mountains meet the Cherokee National Forest. This is the tail of the Dragon, famous for its 318 curves in just 11 miles. Is America's most thrilling destination for motorcycle riders and sports car enthusiasts.
Yep. So that's definitely on the bucket list. I'd like to.
Nice.
I'd like to take the bike down there and go have some fun.
That's the road you take if you have some motorcycle enthusiasms.
Yeah,
enthusiasms.
Yeah. Nice. All right, question number 2, and I feel awkward asking this question on a podcast while we are live streaming ourselves on this podcast. Could you live the Amish lifestyle?
No.
I feel like
no.
Pat, you could.
I couldn't because I mean, you know.
I guess you couldn't ride the motorcycle.
Well, right, because I wonder what the limitations are with that, and I don't. It isn't so much like the tech thing or the electronics or the electric and all that, which is real easy to say. Oh yeah, I could swear that off, but
sure.
That would be a pretty considerable lifestyle change for me. And if this sounds judgmental, I don't intend it to be, but for me, that just seems like a lot of like restrictions, and not like I like if I live that lifestyle, then that would be, you know, what I would need to live. I couldn't choose to do that. Whereas now I can choose to say, hey, I am not doing anything with, you know, electricity, lights, the web, the social media and all that. You know, like I get to make the decision, and then it's there if I need it. And so I think that's where, if I go by the letter of your question, could I live that lifestyle? The answer is no. And it's not so much what would be disallowed, but that I wouldn't have the choice to have it be disallowed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be where my struggle is.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes much sense.
Sure. I don't think I could. I mean, as we know from 11 years of doing this podcast, I love movies. And so I don't think I love movies, and I love being able to listen to music kind of whenever I want and whatever I want. And so I mean, that stuff alone, and the fact that, I don't know, I enjoy the internet. So
yeah,
I've always think I would love to do is go live either in Scotland or Ireland, kind of off the grid, as long as, and I would be totally happy living like in a little stone cottage somewhere in the middle of nowhere, as long as I've got Wi-Fi. As long as I got some Wi-Fi, then I'm okay. Wi-Fi and a 4K Blu-ray player with a nice TV.
Right.
Then I can.
And I have the internets.
Right. Then I can disappear. I'll be totally fine.
Right.
No, not a follow-up question, but an offshoot of this question and this movie, also released in 1996, so also 30 years old, is the Weird Al song "Amish Paradise."
Indeed.
So felt like I should just throw that one out there.
Gotta love some Amish Paradise.
Hitching up the buggy, churning lots of butter, raised a barn on Monday, soon I'll raise another. Think you're really righteous, think you're pure in heart. Well, I know I'm a million times as humble as thou art. I'm the pious guy the little omelets want to be like. Yep.
Bo, did you give your answer?
Oh, it was a straight up no. There's no way.
Bo was a very quick no.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it. It was so fast, I just missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could give all the reasons, but no.
Yeah. Bo didn't mess around with that one. All right, and let's see if we can complete the turkey here. Question number 3, favorite Woody Harrelson role?
Oh, that's so hard.
Before we jump into Woody Harrelson roles, I will say he does a fun, I don't know if you guys have ever listened to it or not, Woody Harrelson and Ted Danson do a fun podcast together.
Oh, no kidding.
Have you guys listened to it at all?
That makes me happy.
That would be outstanding.
It is called, let's see, it is called Where Everybody Knows Your Name with Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson sometimes. So Ted Danson is always on it. They're usually interviewing other celebrities. So Ted Danson is always on it, and sometimes Woody Harrelson shows up.
That's outstanding.
They actually had a really good one. Oh gosh, I'm going to blank on her name. Nick Offerman, and what is his wife's name?
Megan Mullally.
Thank you, Megan Mullally. They had a fun episode. I don't remember if that was a year ago or more. They interviewed the two of them on the show, and I think Woody Harrelson was on for that one. So that was a fun podcast. Megan Mullally, Nick Offerman, Woody Harrelson, and Ted Danson all just talking about stuff. Yeah, so if anybody ever gets a chance, it is, I think it's produced, I want to say it's produced by Conan O'Brien. I think it's a Team Coco production. But yeah, their podcast, Ted Danson, Woody Harrelson, Where Everybody Knows Your Name.
All right.
Nice.
So that's a good one to check out. All right, back to the question. Favorite Woody Harrelson role? I tried to vamp for you. I tried to give you some time to think.
This is hard. I'm going to say Woody Boyd from Cheers.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some others that I really like, but big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to Daily W.
It was just so, yeah, it was the country bumpkin of it all. Like, just the whole thing was so good.
Yeah.
So and like you've already said, I think there's so many options here to be able to choose from. You know, Woody from Cheers is always going to be one of my favorites. Though I really, really liked Tallahassee in Zombieland.
Well, that movie is just so great.
So, I mean, you've got Tallahassee
Hamish
and Zombieland. Well, I think that's the
Hunger
one.
Games.
I think that's the one I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with Hamish in the Hunger Games because there's so many instances in those movies where just all he has to do is give a particular look, and there's moments where he doesn't have to even say anything, and it's a lot of fun. He's great as the Colonel in War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
He was fun as Beckett in Solo, Star Wars Story.
Mm-hmm. Prairie Home Companion, the movie, he played Dusty the Cowboy, which he was great at.
Okay, I still have not seen that one.
Oh, I mean, for me, it's a must-watch if you're a fan of Garrison Keillor and the Prairie Home Companion. I listened to that religiously.
Yeah.
So,
and then he was, gosh, I'm going to blank out. True Detective. That first
True
season.
Detective was really good too. He was that first season that was so good.
Outstanding in that first season. Yeah.
That first season that almost ruined the rest of it for everybody.
Right.
Because they haven't really been able to capture that same magic.
How do you live up to the Woody Harrelson, Matthew
McConaughey? That's a tough get.
Yeah. Because we watched the other seasons and I was like, these are okay.
It's a fine.
Yeah. But,
But he's not Woody and Matthew.
It's you had that first season and the rest of them are just all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I think we all answered. We said Woody. I said Hamish. I think you guys daily doubled the Woody, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Kingpin. I think we've hit a strike with this one. We finished all 10 frames. I think the consensus is this is a funny movie. Definitely rated R for reasons. And, so definitely one. Check it out. Check it out with caution, especially if you don't like some of the gross out humor that's in this. Yeah. And this movie might shake something loose in you. So, you want to make sure that you're prepared for such a film.
Is your soul prepared?
Is your soul prepared? I don't know what it is, but yeah. For the 30-something movie podcast, you can check us out on 30podcast.com and on the different social medias. We are at 30podcast. On our website, you can leave us a voicemail, check in with us, and let us know if there's a movie we're talking about and you want to chime in and give your opinion on it. Go ahead and leave us one, and we will, if you want us to, we'll play it on the show. We'll respond on the show. But that's always a good way to get a hold of us as well. For the rest of the month of February, we've actually only got 1 week left in the month of February.
Oh my.
This is the movies where limbs have been severed month, or movies that have characters that are named Borg month.
Well,
because we also had Muppet Treasure Island, so maybe you could include the Swedish Chef.
Exactly.
We have if you work backwards, we have the Borg, the Borg, and the Borg. And
he's a Borg.
I don't know how to fit in Happy Gilmore and Batman.
I'm Batman.
It's Commodore Schmidlap. Swedish?
Commodore Schmidlap.
Commodore Schmidlap is also Swedish. I don't know. Schmidlap sounds more German than Swedish.
It does.
Yeah. And I don't think there's any Borgs or Borks in Happy Gilmore, so.
No.
But we only do what we can do. So it's an imperfect world. Screws fall out all the time. So for this month, we've had Muppet Treasure Island. We've had Happy Gilmore. Kingpin was this time around. Next week, we venture into the future, to the past, Back to the Future. When will then be now, when we do Star Trek First Contact. Our Patreon episode this month is
the
Batman.
one with the Borgs.
The one with the Borgs. Time travel. No kidding.
That's one of them. That's one of them.
Is that one of your comments?
Yes. Thank you, Commander Obvious.
Here, what you don't know is one of the ancestors of Will Riker is Basil Exposition.
Basil Exposition from British intelligence.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, be excellent to each other. Go bowling if you haven't lately. That might be a fun thing to do. But be excellent to each other. Go watch some good movies, and we'll see you back here next time.